Why didn't that move? Hmm. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. How are we? I is who I is. Thank you for the 13-month resub. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. Maeve, what's shaking? Hello. How are we doing today? I just wanted to let you guys know that we are sitting here with the owners and the creators of Found TV streaming service, Monica and Louie. Hey, Deadwalk, how are you? While we get started, tell us a little bit about you guys. How'd you get started? All of that. What
Yeah.
was your passion to get into found footage?
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Fun story
What
that
a
one
what a
is.
what a fun journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been a horror fan since I was a baby. So love horror. I don't think I've ever been really scared of a horror movie in my life.
No.
I appreciate the horror movie. Jump scares are jump scares. Spiders,
Oh, yeah.
that's okay, but that's not really horror. Horrifying. And we've kind of built businesses throughout our lives. You've been a writer and an event producer and
Louis has been in entertainment since he was
television,
a kid, acting and stuff like
yeah.
that. But over COVID, when things shut down, our businesses both were shut down at that time. And I really wanted to get into screenwriting. So I took that opportunity to write a couple of short films, and they're horror. And we produced them ourselves and got them to some film festivals, not thinking anything about it, but they ended up doing really well. That led to us writing, or me writing,
the benefits are great,
street life film
but the
that
screamiums will kill you.
And that kind of got us into the found footage area. And in the midst of that being in post-production, we really were getting into the communities of found footage as filmmakers and seeing the passion. And we like found footage, like love found footage ourselves.
Sure. Yeah. For a while, it was just cool to, again, everybody, hey, doggy, everybody, the old Blair Witch, kind of thing, which really made it popular. And when I was younger doing entertainment, you're sitting in the theater thinking, wow, like, people can make a low budget scary movie and people will love that. And that was a long time ago. So as we're we're trying to produce other films, and we have invited, and we see the community is really large, and we just love it. We love the people, and we're like, let's add on to that community. Let's create something that can help support filmmakers, make more movies, and help fans try and find a one-stop shop for everything found footage. And that was about a year and a bit ago.
The idea. And I was like,
that sounds crazy.
a little large of a dream, but maybe we'll see one day. But yeah, after all the research we did for like 6 months, and then in April of 2024, we were like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Anybody can do it. We can do it with our backgrounds in business and productions and things like that.
Connections we already had.
Yeah.
It's just so many things that just puzzled together that said, we could do that. We get marketing, we get business, we get entertainment. Like it's just a weird combo that makes it.
It was fitting. Yeah. And coming from filmmakers ourselves, we knew what we really wanted to see in a platform, and as well as fans ourselves. So yeah, it's kind of like by filmmakers for filmmakers, and also by fans for fans. That's kind of how we saw it. And yeah, it was from April till October. We worked really, really hard to get the platform together. There was a lot of crazy things that went on in between those times until we launched in October of 2024. And it's been amazing ever since.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is great. And for you, Monica, being a screenwriter, did you have any experience in that? Did you think about that as a young child to see what?
Yes, I wanted to be a writer since I was a kid. I have a couple of different ghost stories I wrote when I was 9 and 10 years old. They're on my shelf now because my mom found a box of my writing that I used to do as a kid. But as many of us were told, that's not quite a career path one should go down.
Yeah.
And so I shelved it. And when I was in university, I took, grammar classes, and I took creative writing classes as just a side to my actual degree. But I didn't pursue it. And then we had kids, and I wrote a couple kids books that I self-published, and I did like school tours and book signings and things like that. And it was always in my heart to be a writer. And so when everything was shut down during the pandemic, I totally took that opportunity, just like so many others did, to really kind of follow my passion. And oh my gosh, I love it so much. Writing is just a dream to be able to be that type of a creative. I love it.
That is awesome. And for you, Louis, did you see yourself? This is where you were going to be as, what did you see as a
Probably.
child or growing up as
Yeah.
a youth?
Yep, totally. I would have my little toy cars and I had like a movie studio and stuff like that as a little kid and try to get into the acting, as she said. So I'm probably a failed child actor turned business. That should be a t-shirt. If it's not.
You're a TV host though.
I was a TV host. I interviewed a lot of celebrities and musicians, and as I did television a long time ago, which was a lot of fun. So I was producing and I was hosting quite a bit. So I kind of had that bug, and it was a lot of fun. And again, being music oriented, COVID kind of slowed down and stopped a lot of that business. So we leaned back into more film. And, again, the passion from horror, since I really was a kid, I would take my mom's camcorder, as probably lots of us did. And my brothers and I, we would make movies, and I was always directing and producing them. So I don't think it's a shock that we are where we are at all. Like, I really don't think
his nickname
which is cool.
when he was a teenager was Hollywood.
It was,
people really believed he would end up there one day.
That's awesome.
Now, just disrupting it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great. I love hearing that, as a passion, as a young person, as a child growing up and getting into it, even if it does come at a later time. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I believe in this phrase that says the past leaves clues. And I see that in so many adults, but even paying attention to our own children and what they've been interested in since they were young, you can see it. You always know what your passion is. And I encourage anybody who's watching right now, follow that, even if it just seems like a hobby. I mean, so much joy can come from it.
Oh yeah, 100%. The same, I do my content creation. So I live stream my video games. I do different kind of horror stuff. I love horror. Been living it. It's more than just a genre to me. It's like a lifestyle. The people that you meet. And so I decided to start doing what I do now. It's a passion project, right? That is eventually growing and turning into something more than what it was when I started. So
that's great.
It takes time.
Yeah.
But as long as you keep going and are consistent, you get there.
100%. I think that it's the consistency and that really helps. Missy was saying that they followed that would not be. Oh, if they followed that would not be a good thing. So if they followed their passion as their Missy.
And a good thing for who?
What is your first movie that you guys made? Your first horror?
Yeah, our first feature is called Invited.
Invited was the one.
Yeah, it's
wrote,
a Screen Life. Yeah, Screen Life film. One of the rooms is this room that we're in right now. Actually, yeah, it was a blast to make. It was definitely a passion project as well. And I guess we shot it at the end of 2022 and then at the very beginning of 2023. And it was picked up by Terror Films in 2024. And it is on Found, among other places as well. But yeah, we have it on our platform, of course. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's basically we're watching from the screen just like this, just like on Zoom. We're watching a mother on her Zoom at her daughter's elopement wedding that she does not know the groom. And it turns out he's part of a Russian cult with deadly intentions. And we'll just leave it at that.
Nice. If you guys want to check out Found, there's a pinned message up top in the chat. I know the majority of you are already on there, made accounts, and downloaded the streaming app. Hi, Teddy Bear. It is a party here. So if you're just joining us, this is Monica and Louie from the Found TV app. It's a streaming service dedicated to found footage, films, horror, thrillers, which are a lot of fun. In the top there, like I said, there is the link to Found TV. Check it out. You can get it on everything that you can get a streaming service on. Fire Stick, Roku, everywhere. And it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and around the world too. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. There's a lot of apps, especially like Screenbox and a few others that we don't get here in Canada.
Yeah. We're fans of them all and subscribe to the ones we can get here as well. But that was one of the things, again, when we kind of put our notes down to what do we want as filmmakers and fans, and is that possible to do? And having it global was something that we thought we could pull off, and we did, which was really fun. And we hear those stories from all over the place of, this is really fun to have a streaming platform we can get, and there's so many movies that we can get, and which is really cool.
And it prevents piracy and things, which is helpful for filmmakers, of course.
For sure.
And, and just especially in Europe, I feel like so many people reaching out, being so excited about the fact that they can actually get it. Yeah.
Missy is from Australia, and they barely get anything out there. And she didn't think that she was going to have Found. Like when I spoke about Found TV, it was a couple of months ago. Many of my community members checked it out because they like found footage, they like horror, and she found it in Australia. So she was very happy that she found it.
So glad.
Great. She found. I love it.
Yay.
Yeah, and it's cool. Was it hard to get the streaming app globally? Like, were there any hoops that you guys had to jump through, or?
A lot of time. Like there's a lot of time in that. Like some of the app providers like took longer. So Samsung was one that we knew that we would have to wait months for. So it's out of our hands once they have been submitted to the different platforms for review. And it's just a matter of waiting. So people would be asking like, when's Samsung coming? We're like, I wish we could tell you.
We were bugging them, but
as soon as we know, we will let you know. And we did. The moment that we got that email saying that it was approved, we were right on socials letting everybody know. But I don't know. I don't think that there was really anything difficult for getting worldwide. It's just more licensing, which is really can be very complicated when it comes to licensing films. Yeah.
I mean, the traditional way of licensing is, there's different countries that want to distribute a film and monetize. So, it's sometimes hard to get something for the world, whereas other countries, may have purchased the rights. So, but for the most part, being found footage in these very indie budget films, it's really cool to be able to chat with distributors and filmmakers that have the rights worldwide, and it's a very unique position to be able to, talk about that and say, hey, we can support around the world, which is very unique. And they're like, wow, well, we can give that around the world support. So it really works out, which we're grateful for.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Yeah, that's great. And I know before Found, I have Shudder, and I was watching Shudder, and there's a lot of things that Canada does not get. And one of them was The Last Drive-In. Certain episodes of The Last Drive-In we did not get here. I'm just like, why? Then I found out it has to do with licensing and
we could do an entire podcast on how licensing works and the intricacies of how and why. And nobody's doing it on purpose. It's, sometimes it's to raise funds, and another country puts in some dollars, not the actual country. Who knows? Another app or a station says, we're going to help fund this piece, but we want the territory. Like there's a lot that goes into it. We get asked that. Why is this not worldwide? It's just US, Canada, and why can't...
Or just US. There's some we still can't get in Canada.
Canada too.
One of my favorite found footage movies is The Taking of Deborah Logan, and we can only get it in the States. So
on our own
when we travel, can we watch ours on our own platform?
Yeah.
One of our favorite movies. So we feel you guys. We feel everybody who's like, we can't get it here.
Yeah. Just part of the fun and trying to support everywhere we can to make the filmmakers the most happy.
Yeah, that's really great. And indie films are awesome because they are also passion projects, and people work really hard. Some of them have a lower budget. Others are able to get that financing and that backing, but still considered an independent film, which is always nice. And I like found footage. One of my favorites is going to be Cannibal Holocaust. That's an aggressive...
An
aggressive found footage.
Before it came out, and I'm like, man, I didn't remember it this... And I'm not squirmish or anything on films, but that was, it's very much an aggressive film. And I watched Faces of Death when I was little.
Right? There was a rite of passage, Faces of Death.
I don't know what's wrong with us.
We're just built differently now.
That's it.
Tweedle says, found footage really shows a multitude of great genres, in my opinion. Without the hypeness of major superstardom hype, it's more down-to-earth realism because it makes you feel that it can be real.
Yes. So immersive.
Yeah. Think about nowadays with YouTube, not even nowadays, within years, between our social media, the way we take our phones out and record stuff, not just scary things, but it's very found footage feeling. And so that style of shooting is so normal to everybody. So to the point, yeah, not having to have a big actor to break the realism. It's pretty cool to be able to tell a story, and anybody can be a filmmaker.
Yeah.
For the most
Yeah,
part.
and that's what's really cool about that. And I've noticed, throughout the last several years, there are people that have no filmmaking backgrounds whatsoever, and they're just going out with their cell phones and creating short horror films and then slowly learning and then making bigger features. And I think that's really cool.
Yes, same. It's so exciting to see some of the people that come out not really thinking anything about what will happen with their film, but just putting something out with so much heart and love and passion, and just to see it explode that's oh my gosh, so much of what we love doing.
It does.
Like watching some of our filmmakers, it's just the coolest thing.
We have pitch meetings, and they will ask, what do you guys want? What are you looking for? And we're like, what are you passionate about? Because really, what do you want to tell as a story? I don't think we have a specific, we want X, Y, Z exactly. It's the fans love a lot of good stories. So it goes back to the filmmaker making what they like, which is great.
Yeah, I just tell a story. I think the found footage genre help birth a lot of these new indie films where the people are literally taking their cell phones and running through the forest and creating films that, like Blair Witch, which broke many boundaries back in the day. And I think that's really great. And the fact that there's a platform dedicated, there is no platform dedicated to found footage. Now we have a platform dedicated to found footage.
Yeah. And we call it a streaming platform, but really we're trying to build it as a community that can grow more than that. We have in the plans to do theater events and get these found footage films to theaters every month and grow that. Of course, we're big fans of physical media as well, and start to grow that support of helping get physical media in people's hands and helping filmmakers navigate that. Among other things. So we love the streaming platform as a core, but we think of it as more than just found TV. We that's why sometimes we call it found, because it's its own little
you want a community based out of that, and have filmmakers, fans, just everybody in one happy family.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the found family for sure.
Yeah, right? Do you guys have any socials that people can come, besides like the Twitter and the Instagram? Like, do you have like a Facebook group or a Discord or something where fans can actually come together and talk about the movies?
We're on Facebook. We are yet to start a Discord. We are part of a Discord group. And
the found footage Discord group. And of course
I think that's what it's called. Yeah.
It might be. Yeah. We're in the big Facebook groups themselves.
Yes. Oh yeah.
We're on Reddit. We have our own Reddit subreddit too, but we again like to be a part of the community. I'm sure in the future we'll create our own, but it's not really about creating our own. We just want to be a part of it.
Yeah. Right.
So it's not really about creating our own.
That's awesome. I'm a part of several horror communities. Shudder has one, not made by Shudder, but it's fans of Shudder, right? So I'm a part of that. I'm a part of like a Tubi one, and Canadian horror, and it is definitely fun to meet other horror folks and chat and be excited about movies that are coming out.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep, totally. We totally get it. Yeah.
That'll be cool. One day that will happen. There will be like a fan page made for found TV.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that could happen. Any fans out there can easily do it, right? Like
that's right.
You got it.
The internet. It's great. I mean, yeah, it's awesome. And you guys have a creator
crew.
A creator
crew.
That's it. I can't think of the word at the moment, but a creator crew. And what inspired you to go after creators?
I think the creators were coming to us. We had so many creators coming to us, and that's when we were like, you know what, it's time to gather everybody, because it was making it, we wanted to do as much as we can for our creators. That's really what it was. Right. So instead of individually emailing everybody, it was like, let's bring everybody together and offer, a space where we can provide as much as we can to you guys to be able to do the best that you can with the access that we have to our filmmakers. And of course, that's helping in turn supporting the filmmakers, right? So
Yep.
Symbiotic relationship. And I think also just with our backgrounds, so I come from like event production where I own like a food festival and stuff, and that was really relying on a lot of creators as well. And so just coming from that background and that core community and that culture building, I was so excited to bring that to Found. And so I think that's kind of what we're starting here with, especially with our creators. And we do the same with our filmmakers too. We have, monthly meetings with our filmmakers and like really get everybody connected. And yeah, we're having so much fun with that.
That's awesome. Cause when I look at it as this way, when one rises, they all rise together. Right. So having creators, do their creating and showcasing Found, everybody just rises together in that. And I think that's a really cool thing, because a lot of creators do this with, they'll do it for Tubi, they'll do it for Shudder, et cetera, but they have nothing. Shudder doesn't even say thank you. You know what I mean? And then you see a lot of them just like, okay, well, but it's really nice to see what you guys do for creators. A lot of creators get taken advantage of. I'm a creator. I've been taken advantage of before for my hard work and time, and having you guys having Found be open and say, hey, this is what we're gonna do, and in place of you guys create some content for us. And it's my cat Foo. She likes her 15 minutes of fame.
Hello, kitty.
Yeah. Oh, we love that. Again, being part of a community and seeing how we can help. That's like totally probably the mandated mission of the entire thing we're doing, is how can we help and support or try and connect somehow, and it becomes symbiotic. Everybody grows together, like you said. But never ignoring what's happening. We love listening and feedback and ideas and seeing what we can do to be a part of it.
That's great. And that's awesome. That's just going to create its own tribe in itself with Found, right? It's going to just bring more people to it. People are going to be attracted to the fact that you treat people like humans. They're a counterpart. They're not a moneymaker. They're not a commodity. You're bringing in connections, right? And I think that's great. That's really great.
Awesome. That's what's felt. We're hoping that's what we're doing. That's kind of what we're trying to do, and it's awesome to be what people are starting to feel. That's really good to know.
I've noticed that right away when I actually contacted you guys about your First, I contacted to see if you guys wanted to come on and hang out and do an interview, and then I was like, I just noticed you guys have a content creator thing. What's that all about? And just to see the information, the transparency, that was really good. That was shocking, because I've been in this industry for 8 years now, and I've worked with many brands, many companies, and not many are very transparent or have conversations with you. But it's nice that you guys do.
No, we will always do that. Yeah.
That's a core value of ours. So
for sure.
Tweedle says, Traces of Death. Have you guys seen Traces of Death?
Traces of Death?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Well, it's on the same level as Faces of Death, but it's one of the later models. A lot of it's all fake for Traces of Death, because you get Faces of Death, and then you have there's a whole bunch of them actually.
There is, yeah.
It's like a whole.
Wasn't there a remake of Faces of Death?
I think they were trying. I think they did come out with a remake of Faces of Death not that long ago.
Yeah,
but you can't pull that. We're in a different era. Like you can't. It's really hard to pull off what Faces of Death pulled off in the 80s, because that was made, 79 or something like that? And in the 80s, 80 babies, we're all watching, trying to get a hold of this Faces of Death, and there's no Google. Oh, God, it ages me.
It was VHS recordings.
Right? And you're watching this. That's probably like you're sitting there watching. It's like, oh, my God, is that real? Holy crap, they're doing this for real? And it was, back then, it was a rite of passage. You handed it to your friends. You all rented it together. You had your older cousin rent it for you.
I don't know what's wrong with us. It was awesome.
It was. But remaking that movie, it's really hard to do that in this kind of era. We're all technology. We have Google at our fingertips, and we can find out what's real, what's not real. And So I don't know if it did well.
Yeah, Blair Witch could never do the same either, because we went so many months thinking that this was real, and then after it came out being like they're actually missing. And so yeah, it's
you got to think something new, but the same. Something new, but the same.
The guerrilla marketing for Blair Witch was amazing. The fact that they had the entire town in on it. The town made a Facebook page for it. They made the legend is not real. The town was just like, yeah, let's get in on this. The town did their thing. They put up missing posters. They all got in on it. And so back then we're just like, oh my God, this is real. They found this.
It's a very cool idea. They did a great job.
It's a great time to make a movie when there's not a lot of technical stuff that we could utilize. Google, I guess it was just coming around Google. So Google was 95.
So 99 was when Blair Witch came out, I think, right?
Yeah.
Might have been MySpace stuff too. Would have been MySpace.
MySpace, yes, MySpace.
Platform, probably.
We're all dating.
Yeah. I don't know. I was too young.
I had a MySpace. I think we all had a MySpace, and always Tom was following you.
I haven't logged in. You probably could, myspace.com/Louis Lavelle. I'm sure it's still there.
I wouldn't be surprised if MySpace is still there. Somewhere on the interwebs.
It's gotta be.
It has to be.
Well, that was also the Wild West of the internet back then, right? There wasn't any protocols or safety guards as there is now.
Random chat rooms.
Crazy.
The random chat rooms, and then like rotten.com or Gore, Best Gore. Best Gore was in Edmonton, actually, and it was a website. I don't know if you guys remember Best Gore.
No.
Best Gore was a site that had a little bit of everything. It had actual pictures of real deaths, a whole bunch of stuff. And then, of course, once the internet decided it wasn't going to be the Wild West anymore, their websites got cut down. But yeah, there was a lot of sites that were kind of doing found footage, but not really found footage.
It was like, this was a story of
someone whipping out their phone. Well, not even their phone, but their video camera or camera that they had, because back then we didn't have smartphones. Our phones, a Nokia did not have anything to take pictures with.
No, this genre has been alive forever.
It's an awesome genre. It's a lot of fun. What are some of your favorite horror movies growing up?
Ooh.
Okay, growing up, that's a good one, because I would give everybody a different answer all the time for my faves. I love The Omen. The Omen was a great one. Exorcist I liked, although it feels a little long now that we've watched it lately. But when I was young, I saw Exorcist, and I like that.
I love The Little Shop of Horrors. It came out when I was very, very young, but I think I probably watched it when I was like 7 or 8. And like, I watched that many, many times.
Do you know what gave me a good jump scare when I was small? I'm not scared of movies, but like a jump scare, Salem's Lot.
Yeah, Salem's Lot.
A good jump scare. I was small.
Well, do you think about it? A lot of us watched movies at an age where we should not have been watching horror movies.
But
Poltergeist scared the crap out of me. I remember it was just on TV, and my parents just like weren't even in the room, and I sat and I was like, oh. And all I just remember, I've not seen it since because I was so terrified, but I just remember like the TV being all fuzzy and like anyway, that for me was terrifying.
That one is a scary movie.
Yeah, my mom was a horror fan, always has been. So huge. I grew up in horror, and I was to watch horror very small.
More than we have. Like, we'll be like, oh, you should watch this on Found. She's like, I've already seen that. So I was allowed to watch horror movies, which was really awesome.
That's great. Yeah. I grew up watching horror movies with my grandmother. She introduced me to like the Universal, before they were called Universal Monsters, but the monster movies. I grew up on all of that, and it was great. Definitely movies that I wasn't supposed to be seeing, like Nightmare on Elm Street, Jason, Friday the 13th.
That's funny. I watched less movies, like very less horror movies than I read. I read a ton of horror books. Like I loved Christopher Pike. I don't know if anybody knows who he is, but
I have his books.
Good books. And R.L. Stine before Goosebumps.
Yeah.
Because he had all his teen books. Those were like my favorites. That's what I love to read. Yeah.
I have those behind me. I actually handed those down to my spawns, both my daughters. They're now adults, but I handed my books down to them, and then R.L. Stine got into Goosebumps, and I was collecting them for the kids, and then I got my kids into horror that way as well.
Yeah, I love that. Our kids will not watch it anymore. I don't know what happened. We've done something wrong.
The eldest, my
Too many.
eldest, she doesn't do horror movies, but my youngest, she still does horror movies.
I'm not scared of them.
No, they just don't.
They've seen Conjuring and Annabelle, you know.
Yeah, no, the eldest is just done with it. I don't know, it's not her thing anymore. But the youngest, no, she's all about the horror. I told her about Found as well. I'm like, you're gonna like this. You like that kind of stuff? Turn it on. Oh, you have to let everybody know about Found. That they grew up in this collection.
Yeah, I love that.
Monkey says he loves Candyman. He saw when he was 8, and Cujo, 4 years old. Cujo is kind of frightening because
that was a really good one. They're remaking that one, I believe, as well. I'm sure they're remaking everything now, but Cujo, they remake everything. Yeah, I like Cujo.
Netflix, I think, is trying to do something with Cujo, but the thing is that they utilized a real dog, a dog and a man in a dog suit, and a mechanical dog's head to make Cujo look as realistic as it did back then. So Netflix really has to up their game because we're not going to deal with no CGI crap.
Not for something like this. I mean, it was a cool movie. Like I love how in horror movies, a lot of times when it's like, oh, it's small cast, 1 or 2 locations, but that's what makes horror cool when you're like, you feel contained and you're like, there's nowhere to go. That was really good.
Yeah. Tweedle says Cat Eyes is one of his favorites. I don't know. Cat Eyes. It sounds really familiar. And Ash says, what was that?
There's so many out there, we could dig from old to new and be like, oh, I totally didn't see that one because there's so many, which is great.
Yeah. And there's some nice little horror gems out there that I haven't seen. I mean, I've seen a lot of horror movies, but there is so many, like even going back to the 60s and 70s that need to be brought to light.
Yeah, for sure.
Ash others says Living Dead, Night of the Living Dead, the old black and white one that stuck. I walked in on my aunt watching it. Yeah, that can definitely be. That was a creepy movie.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Back in the day, when I know that's what I fell in love with. Go ahead. What was that?
The slower moving sort of zombie monsters.
Yeah, the fact that when I seen it, I was quite young, and that's what made me fall in love with the zombie genre. And they weren't even zombies; they were ghouls that you called them, right? They weren't zombies yet. But I think the black and white version of that film is scarier than the in color version. I don't know. There's something about black and white that is just more unsettling than just a full Technicolor.
Yeah. Speaking of zombies, I feel excited for 28 years later. I know it's not found footage now. We're breaking away, but I'm very excited. Hopefully it's going to be awesome because I like the other two.
Yeah, I love the other two. I'm excited to hear that they got their creative differences put aside and coming together to create 28 years later because it's definitely needed. Yeah,
no, I'm excited.
Yeah, I was just reading Mr. J. As a thriller horror gamer fan, the trailer of Until Dawn looks... Oh, you don't like the way it looks. I gotcha. What do you think about the new 28 Years Later trailer?
Okay, so we just talked about it. Interesting. It's a kind of a teaser so far.
Yeah.
Really. I like zombie movies. I do. So
we're excited about it.
Yeah, any zombie movie, even Last of Us coming back has that zombie feel. I played the game. I'm a fan of that genre for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too. And I like their zombies. They're like fast moving.
Yes.
Roth says Cat Eyes 85 with Drew Barrymore. Yes, I know that one you're talking about.
Okay. Right. 85. I haven't seen it. I'm going to have to look it up now. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a good one. Drew Barrymore, very, very young.
Yeah, she would have been
Drew
a kid.
Barrymore. she was in Firestarter too, and they remade Firestarter. I haven't seen the new one, the remake.
I probably have. Firestarter was a cool one. I like Firestarter.
Definitely a good movie.
I'm sure I saw it was Drew Barrymore one, was the original.
Cat Eyes?
Dewberry in the original, and then the remake is I don't even know. So I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
So out on the east coast of Canada, do you guys find a lot of horror or like a horror kind of communities, horror cons, or?
Oh, yeah. We're right between like we're more like closer to Niagara Falls than we are in Toronto. And Niagara Falls has Frightmares every year. That's huge. So we go to that.
Yeah.
What other horror?
They have their own
Comic-Con.
Hamilton has a Comic-Con, which is small, but in Toronto, not small, but smaller than Toronto. But Toronto, has Fan Expo, which is September, I think.
Yeah, Comic-Con is this weekend.
Comic-Con's is.
And then there's other like gaming kind of expos as well that always have horror slants to them. So we try to attend all of them.
Yeah, there's a few horror film festivals around the area, from London, Ontario to Hamilton, a few in Toronto, Montreal. So there's a lot of horror film festivals. So yeah, horror is alive and well.
That's great. And that's really good to hear. For Found TV app, your streaming service community that you're creating, are there any goals or anything in the future you want to see that app turn into or add to, or?
Yeah, we're kind of getting into part of what we want for this year specifically is, aside from the growth, obviously, of the platform, is our movie theater events. So having those monthly events happen, we want to expand through Canada and the US as well over the next couple of years, where we'll have them, in the bigger cities, one time a month at one location. Everybody gets to see the same movie, whatever it is that we put out, which could be a found original. That's another thing we want to work on, our found originals. And we're also looking into creating a VR experience. Ooh. So we are a family of gamers in this house.
Nice.
So
like Fortnite in a few days. So
I know it's
probably right after this.
Fortnite for a day
or something like
that's strange.
Hitman 3.
But yeah, one of our sons is into game design, so he's when it comes to VR is we're kind of looking at creating something that is very immersive, where we can sit and watch a movie through Found in the middle of like a really spooky, creepy forest. So we have a few different ideas of those kinds of experiences.
Make you feel isolated and scared while you're watching a scary movie. I think it's cool.
In the forest, like if you're in the forest. A scary forest movie.
Yeah, or like a creepy basement.
Yeah.
Be cool to.
Or an asylum.
Yeah.
Right. And it's more of an experience than just playing a game. I'm a gamer myself, so I play my PlayStation, Xbox, or PC. You get immersed, but not as much as you would be in 3D. You're more of an experience now than a game. And I think that's a really cool idea. I think that would be a lot of fun. I've done some haunted houses like that, where you go into your VR and you walk around the haunted house.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
it's a cool experience.
Yeah, so that's kind of what we want to bring, and then get more into games as well down the road. But that's kind of what's on our plan for 2025 at least.
Definitely.
Well,
cool
my fingers are crossed you guys can make that happen. That's going to be great. That is very awesome. Are there any films or any short stories that you're currently working on that is going to be releasing or in the future?
Yeah, we're in development of a few movies, found footage movies for the platform, as you said, as originals, which is kind of cool. We're in discussion on a few TV series that might fit well. So that's kind of in the works. And we have some other things outside of Found too that we are larger projects
working on,
that are sort of in the mix as well. But for Found, the originals are going to be exciting because we get to create, and that's kind of what we really want to do. Running the platform's awesome, and we love it, and creating around that is a lot of fun too. So we really want to grab an idea and a script that she writes and then start to package it up and produce it and get it out there. So that's hopefully we get a bunch of those out this year.
That is awesome. Yeah, being able to create your own movies and having Found originals will be quite awesome, because then you get to see stuff made for Found, and there's a lot of creatives out there that that's going to be a big help for. That might be their first platform that they showcase their passion project on, or big movie. Who knows? Anything can happen once they get onto a streaming service, right? Or onto Found. It can literally to blow up. I think that's going to be a lot of fun to see, exciting times to see as well.
Yeah, and there's so many awesome filmmakers out there that are so creative. So that is definitely it. We're not going to be able to do that ourselves.
Yeah.
But to exactly empower other filmmakers, directors, and producers to be like, work as an original and how can support and get your vision on the screen, and it's going to be really cool.
I think that's awesome. I think that's great. Is there a favorite found footage that you guys have, either together or individually?
I'm always going to give a different answer, so it's never together.
Famous for him every day.
Yep. I like all kinds of movies, so it's so hard for me. Okay, you go first if you have a favorite.
Taking of Deborah Logan is one of our favorites, but my favorite is Paranormal 7 Next of Kin.
Oh, yes. That was great.
I love that movie.
I did like Paranormal Activity. All of them were good. 7 was awesome. I'm always going to give you a bad answer. Just so everybody out there, every podcast you see, Louis never gets a great answer.
Never gets a straight answer.
But I like Paranormal Activity 1 and 2 was really good. Okay, so I do say Cloverfield all the time because I'm a fan of Godzilla too.
Yeah.
And I have a footage Godzilla is kind of really awesome. So that may be a similar answer that I give a lot. So that could be one of my top ones.
Cloverfield is good.
Yeah.
A favorite I was going to say on Found, you love Savage Land. That was one of your favorites.
Savage Land.
Savage Land's good.
Godforsaken, super good, and that's Canadian. That was shot close to us, actually.
Yeah.
And then I love Unfound. I've watched this 3 times in the last couple of months just because I think it's so funny and fun. Is There Watching. I just feel like that's such an underrated, nobody knows about it, it feels like. I love that movie. So anyway, if anybody's up for it's a horror, but it's it's got little comedy elements to it as well.
It was good.
Yeah.
I like Odd Stuff too.
Yeah.
Like the McKinney is like a different analog horror.
Yes.
That was really good.
That was pretty good.
That was exciting to watch. And so
and
I
that's
have a million.
Unfound. Guys, this is Unfound. You can go and check it out. Cannibal Holocaust is Unfound. There's quite a few. You guys even have a TV series. The last time I looked, there was 3 of them. One has I cannot remember the name of it, but it's a guy who looks like he's a clown. It's like a horror anthology. I cannot remember the name. I was watching it a couple of weeks ago.
Is it from
Midnight? Could be.
I can't remember if it's Midnight Feature. That's one of the TV shows.
Could be one of it because I think
that's what it is. There's a guy. He's not like dressed up as a clown like Bozo the Clown or anything, but more like a Devil's Reject kind of.
Yeah.
That I thought was interesting.
Yeah, and we love the TV series idea to keep adding those because it's cool to have found footage as TV series, and whether they're anthology versions or if there's something we can think of that are that or not anthology and it continues on.
Yeah,
we're excited about having those on there because I think it's cool to watch.
It is cool to watch. That was one of the first things I watched on Found. And like I said, I couldn't remember the name of it, but I remember the things that he was doing in it. The way he looked really stuck with me.
That's awesome.
He was like the host of it, basically. And then he tells you of the story, and then it goes into the actual visuals of what was happening in that story.
Yeah, it's cool to have that, it's sort of like a pillar that you can kind of work from there. Yeah, there's lots on our list too that are, speaking of licensing, we have a very big wish list of films to talk with, bring on, found, support on there, and there's quite a few
just from the community requests.
Yeah, there's so many out there that we love and we're fans of, and we want to see where we can help.
Right. That's really awesome. Roth says Ghostwatch is a really great one.
Ghostwatch
is good. Yeah. That was one that was almost on Found, and it is on one of our other favorite platforms. And so we're kind of in talks, and everybody has fun. And again, when it comes back around, it's a cool one. It's something that we'd love to put on.
Nice. Tweedle says that Winemaker was my first find I watched on Found TV. Slow burn, but the ending was sincerely, I did not see that coming.
Yeah, I like filmmaking.
We love the filmmaker. He's amazing and so lovely. And we were so proud to be able to be the first to, it was an exclusive with us for the first part of its release, which was really cool.
That's awesome. If a fan of Found wants to find out, like wants to add something or request you guys to get a hold of a licensing for a movie or a TV series for found footage, do they just hit you up on your social media, or is there an email or?
Yeah, they can do either.
Yeah, socials is really easy. It's at Watch Found TV for every platform if anybody wants to know. But also on our website, we have a spot where under the support, you can also send us an email there and so
request. I think it's request film or something like that. And instead of support, and you just say, and we get those probably.
Yeah, we get them pretty often.
Every couple days at least.
Yeah. That's like Louis' favorite part is trying to find. It's like Indiana Jones trying to go and like find the treasure. Where can we find these? Like,
how can we help?
We bring them in?
Yep. We have about 10 minutes. I don't want to keep you here all night long because I can talk horror for hours. Is there anything that you want to shout out or say to let everybody know? Any upcoming projects or anything?
Well, first, thank you to everybody. From everyone who enjoys horror and found footage, and even non-horror found footage, it's thriller or monster. Thanks to everybody that's actually embraced us into the community. That's the big shout out for me. And of course, the filmmakers for creating such awesome stories that we can enjoy at the same time, right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, projects on the go. I mean, there's a lot, like we mentioned, there's a lot on the go. We have a lot of cool things on our whiteboard right here beside us with the next three months worth of all films that we already have lined up to come out, but we won't tell you yet.
Nice. So guys, keep your eyes peeled on their social media. You know where to find them. There's their link to the website. The Tweedle wants to know, if I searched cryptids, would I find that category in found?
Yes,
I can tell you yes, because I watch cryptids.
There is. It's a cool category.
Yeah, and if there's a category that you're like, you guys should have this category, send us a message on socials, and we keep our categories to have, you know, a certain number of films. So if we only have like one of that type of film, we might not start that category yet until we have more. But yeah, we're always open to feedback, and we love hearing our users' experience. So if there's something you love, if there's something that's not so enjoyable, like we're always here. And it's either myself or Louis who's responding. It is truly just the two of us. Some people are like, is this a corporation? There's so much. No, it's just us.
Yeah. And guys, they're Canadian. It's Canadian made. Right? And I've got a lot of Canadians in my chat, as well as Americans, and a couple of sprinkle of UK and some Middle East, but
and
you have Australia.
We have a couple of Australians in here as well. So make sure to support, go up there, watch it. If you've never been to Found, if you haven't been to Found TV yet and you haven't checked it out, go there, check it out, make an account. It's free to make an account. They have ads just like Tubi, and I know all of us love Tubi. So Found has that option there, or you can actually buy a subscription either monthly or yearly and get no ads. However you like it, but just know you are supporting a Canadian grown company. This is not a big franchise. It's not owned by AMC. It is it is a mom and pop coming from the roots of Canada to you guys. So if you guys can support it in any way, shape, or form possible, please do so. Share it on your socials. Watch Found TV. And if you can afford that luxury of a subscription to Found TV, please do so, because it's going to help a local company.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, any support's great. And just enjoy Found is kind of our wish.
100%. Exactly. I know I enjoy it. I try to watch at least a couple of movies on there. I mean, movies that I don't speak about, and then movies that I do speak about, but I do enjoy Found myself, and getting my youngest one into it. So she's downloaded it on her Fire Stick because she lives in BC now.
That's great.
Have you or your daughter found a favorite on there yet? Is there, like, I guess Cannibal Holocaust would be your favorite.
Cannibal Holocaust is my favorite. I found one that I really liked, and again, my memory sucks, but I did a video on it. It's the two young girls, werewolves. They hire a tracker in their local town to find this werewolf in their forest. And
was it Wolf in the Woods?
I think so. I'm really bad with titles. I can remember the whole movie.
Yeah.
Ask me a title, and I'm like, it sounds familiar.
Totally.
But that one I really liked. I liked it because of the ending was definitely different. I don't want to give away anything, but the ending was definitely different, and it caught me by surprise.
Love it when they do that.
Yes.
Yeah, because I was going in thinking one thing, and wham, out of left field.
I love it.
Yeah, I think that's what it was called. My daughter, I have to ask her. I'll ask her what she's found a favorite on Found yet. She does like monsters, so it's a creature category on Found. Creatures.
Yeah.
I think that's
we find the fans like to watch the different things on there. It's not always the top TV, and that's all there is for the rest of our, like, it's really cool that you'll find that you just keep watching different things and start to like multiple favorites. It's really cool.
Having a smorgasbord of found footage. I mean, so you're not just, tired on just the one. You're getting thrillers, you're getting psychologicals, you're getting like full on horror creatures. An array.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's an awesome app. I thank you guys so very much for creating something so awesome in the horror genre and non-horror genre, because found footage of all kinds roll in one. I love the app, and I thank you for coming on and hanging out with me and chit-chatting with my community, talking about Found, some of your favorite things that you like. How'd you guys get started? I do appreciate it. Yeah, I don't want to leave you too long. Oh, we're almost on time for you guys.
Not a problem. But thank you. Thanks for having us.
Appreciate you again all the time and listening to our story and inviting us here.
Of course, it was my pleasure. I enjoy learning, especially about Canadian homegrown stuff, because it's amazing to see, because Canada doesn't get as much spotlight as the United States and other places. So when we can make a big splash about something that is created here in Canada, I definitely want to be a part of it, and I definitely want the world to know about it.
Well,
thanks for spreading the news.
Yeah, it's so important.
All right, 1 second. Guys, I'm going to switch on over to my other scene so I can say goodbye to Monica and Louie. After this, we're going to dive into some demonologists. We're going to get our spooky on. That is a ghost hunting game.
Okay, that sounds fun.
It is a lot of fun. It's on PC, and it is scary as hell.
Okay, I like this. That's fun.
Everyone says bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Okay, I am just going to switch our scene to our be right back. And
and if I am here, that means ReAnimateHer is off somewhere, probably pooping somewhere. Anyways, she created a reel to entertain you while she will be on a BRB. I hope you enjoy. Shh! Don't tell her I told you guys she was pooping somewhere. She'll really shove me in a bottle and throw me away.
Fuck you piece of fucking hobo Joe bullshit! Fuck this guy! Fuck you, bitch! Touch the dirty beaver. I touched the dirty beaver. Joy Toy, good morning. Oh my god. Oh my friggin' god. You have no idea what Heavy just did. He scared the ever-living shit. Oh. Oh my god. What the fuck? I hate these things. Oh god, I thought that was one of them. How does that keep happening? That blue bitch. Who the fuck is that blue bitch? knew it was coming. I fucking knew it was coming, and I seen him, and I couldn't get out of that screen. Okay.
Hey guys, how are we doing? All right, we are going to get into some demonologist. How did you guys enjoy that? How did you guys enjoy that? Did you guys enjoy? Thank you, thank you. All of your stuff is going to go off now. It's all going to go off. Let's do desktop audio here. Ooh. Oh, that's my sponsored game. I want to tell you, they seem nice. They're very, very, very nice. Let me just get this here quickly. One moment. Boom. I enjoyed seeing you scream like a little bitch, like always. Haha, monkey. How you doing, monkey? Are you all right? How you feeling?
I want to be in Dick Bag.
Everybody's sounds are going to go off. Fade District, if you're still here, thank you so very much for the follow. Welcome to the crypt. Alive? Yeah. I feel you. Can we get some juju in the chat for demonologist? For a monkey, please. I just want to switch my category here. Killing dirty imps in... Oh, nice. You get those friggin' imps. I'm just changing all of my categories here, just so you know. I really enjoyed hanging out with Monica and Louie, and I probably could have sat here for a few more hours talking with them. They seem to be very awesome people for the love of horror, for the love of the community, which I think is really awesome. Just having... I don't want to call it a company, but having an app like that, being able to foster a community and raise not just sound footage, but being filmmakers and opening up a whole other thing and trying to create a community and not just a streaming service, right? All right, let's get that going there. Boom.
We have such sights
Hopefully you guys
show
didn't hear like double the sounds, what's going off and stuff. However, I am going to end on the YouTube side of things just because, yeah, YouTube is just a little different. So thank you for watching over on YouTube. I appreciate it. Bye.